Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well on this Tuesday morning. Before we get into today's video, please do me a small favour. Make sure to drop a like on today's episode, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and the question I have for you today is in relation to Matheus Cunha. Do you want Matheus Cunha to join Manchester United this summer? That will be the main focus of today's video. We will be responding and reacting to the story that broke from Fabrizio Romano last night, saying that apparently Manchester United are very close to agreeing a deal with Wolves for the signing of Matheus Cunha. Before we get into the video, get in the comments section. Simple question. Do you want Matheus Cunha at Manchester United? Yes or no? Let's give a little bit of an overview on Matheus Cunha then. Let's explain what he can offer. He can play as a number 10. He can play as a striker and he can play as a winger. I think he predominantly plays as a striker for Wolves, doesn't he, as a centre forward. This season in the Premier League, he has got 14 goals and 4 assists. So 28 goals and assists. Sorry, 14 goals and assists. Mate, my brain is not working today. 18 goals and assists in 28 games. 14 goals, 4 assists. So, I mean, that return is absolutely amazing, I think. Phenomenal return there. 25 years of age. He fits the age profile. Brazilian international. I think he'd be a quality signing. He's Premier League experience. He is the perfect age. You know, it's not signing another young 20-year-old. You're signing somebody who is in their prime or about to go into their prime. I think he'd be a great signing for Manchester United. I really do. And I think the amount of money that's being talked about, it's around 60 million, I think is fair. You know, when you think that we paid 72 million, was it, for Rasmus Højlund? You know, I think when you consider that, 72 million for Rasmus Højlund at the age of 20, or 60 million for Matheus Cunha, who's Premier League proven, 25 in his prime. I think it would be a phenomenal deal. So I'm really, really excited about this. Let's read out the story that Fabrizio Romano's put out today, though. This was in the early hours of the morning. Where is it? Let me just find it. Okay, so here it is. Fabrizio Romano is reporting that Manchester United are now officially leading the race to sign Matheus Cunha from Wolves. Negotiations are ongoing. Personal terms have already been discussed. Manchester United are aware of other clubs' interest. It says there are good feelings after initial contacts between Manchester United and Matheus Cunha. That's great. Obviously, there's this release clause, which is, as he says, 62 million. I don't think that's an unfair price. 62 million. I think in the grand scheme of things, when you compare that with what else is available on the market, I think it's fair. I think, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a good deal, but I don't think it's do you know what I mean? I think it's a fair price is what I'm getting at. I think 62 million, you can't really argue with. I mean, maybe you disagree. That's the whole point of this channel, is to have an open dialogue. Maybe you're sat there this morning thinking, I really don't want to sign Matheus Cunha. I don't think he's worth that amount of money. I think he might be a problem in the dressing room. Like, if that's your opinion, let me know in the comments. I just personally think that he's a quality player. I think he's passionate. I think he will have that fighting spirit, which we don't have at the moment. He is experienced. He's played for Atletico Madrid, who are also a massive club in Spain. He's played in lots of different leagues. He's played in Germany as well. He played for Leipzig. He's played for, obviously, Atletico. Like, he's had a lot of experience, you know, at the age of 25, having played in England, Spain and Germany, and done very, very well since joining Wolves in the Premier League. Let's have a little look at his stats from last season as well quickly, just to see whether it's comparable. So this season, he's got 18 goals and assists in 28 games. Last season, he got 19 goals and assists last season across a whole Premier League season, which again I think is pretty good. The season before that, though, was quite bad. He only got 2 goals in 17 games. I don't know what happened there. He only played 900 minutes though, so I don't know whether he was maybe injured or something. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, actually, no, I think he joined in January, didn't he? Matheus Cunha. Because it says he played 11 times in La Liga that season. So he must have joined in January. That must be why. So maybe he came halfway through the season and I don't know. I don't know the exact details of that deal. But Yeah, I mean, overall, I'd be happy with this. I think it's a good deal. I think it's the right amount of money. I think he will bring a lot of experience. Let's see what people. Let's do a little poll, shall we? So the question will be simple: should United? Oh, mate, hold on. I'm just going to get a poll set up. Should United sign Cunha for 62.5 million? There you go. There you go. The question is simple. Should United sign Cunha for £62.5 million? I think it's a fair deal. I don't think the fee is unreasonable. It's just whether you think the profile is right. For me, the dream summer would be this, right? This is what I would like to see in the summer. If we got this, I think we would definitely get in the top 8, top 6. I want to see Osimhen or Gyökeres as the striker. I want to see Cunha coming in to play in one of those number 10 roles. I want to see Jeremy Frimpong coming in at right wing back. I want to see Diogo Costa, I think, or James Trafford coming in as the new goalkeeper. I think those 4 positions, and I also want to see a central defensive midfielder. I mean, it's probably unrealistic. Those 5 players is going to cost you 60 million for Osimhen, 60 million for Cunha, 50 million for Frimpong probably, 50 million for Ederson, probably 50 million for Diogo Costa. I mean, that's 150, 210. I mean, that's 270 million pounds worth of players right there. But imagine if we had those 5 players, how transformative it would be if you had Diogo Costa in goal, Frimpong at right wing back, Ederson in the midfield alongside Ugarte or Mainu. You had Cunha as one of the attacking midfielders, and you had Osimhen or Gyökeres as your striker. I mean, that would take us from where we are now. It would massively elevate where we are. Will that happen this window? Probably not. I think we'd be lucky to maybe get 2 of those players, 2 50, 60 million pound players. It might be that we get Cunha and we get a striker, maybe even like a Liam Delap. But yeah, I think we need 4 or 5 first team players. We don't need squad players. We need 4 or 5 first team players. And what needs to happen is our current starting players, a lot of them need to become squad players. So people like Dalot should be squad players. People like Casemiro should be squad players. He shouldn't be starting. I mean, we all know that. People like, who else? I mean, you could argue that Garnacho should be a squad player, Like, we need 4 or 5 players who are going to immediately come into that first team and start every single game. And at the moment, yeah, if you look at our bench, have a look at the bench for the game against Wolves on the weekend. Let's have a little look. Like, our bench is absolutely crazy at the moment, and not in a good way. So in the game we lost against Wolves on the weekend, our bench was actually, the bench was a little bit better, obviously, because a lot of the team were rested. But if you think that on Sunday we had Lindelof playing, who is awful and leaving at the end of the season. You had Fredrickson, who was a young player. I thought he did well though. You have Amas, who's a young player, did well. Dorgu, young player, did well. You've got Mainu, who's only just turned 20. You've got Garnacho, who's 20. You've got Højlund, who's 20. You've got Ugarte, who I think is 23, still young. Eriksen, who's leaving at the end of the season. So the point I'm making is, when you look at the team on Sunday who started, 80% of them are youth players who should be being rotated, not starting, right? And the rest of them are players who are either out of contract in the summer or who should be sold. And then you look at our bench, it was Johnny Evans, Tom Heaton, Casemiro, Chido Obi. Half of our bench were either players who are leaving or youth players. So, yeah, they desperately need to spend money. And I know people will say, oh, we spent $1 billion over the last 10 years. It's kind of irrelevant. We spent $1 billion badly. It's not like we've done a Man City where they've actually spent the money well. We've spent £1 billion over the last 10 years, and we've done it awfully. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, I'm excited about Matheus Cunha. I think he'd be an absolutely phenomenal signing for Manchester United. I hope that we can get this deal done. I personally did not think that we would manage to get this one over the line. I thought that it'd be one of those deals that just seem to drag on and on and on and on and on. But in the grand scheme of things, I think this would be a phenomenal signing for Manchester United. I would love to know you guys' thoughts though, so get in the comment section now. Let me know, should Manchester United sign Matheus Cunha? Let me know what you think. I'm going to say yes, 100%, no doubt about it. I just think the way I look at it is this, right? We have a Premier League proven player here who's apparently wants to join Manchester United, and we're close to agreeing on a deal. Okay, we're not in a position to be like, oh no, I don't want him, I want this other person. Like, I know it's unfortunate to say, but we've just got to take what we're given at the moment, realistically. Like, we're in such a bad place that if someone offers you Matheus Cunha, you know, it's not like we've just won the league and we've got every different option to choose from, and it's like, oh, maybe we should go for this one, maybe we should go for that one. Like, if Matheus Cunha wants to join Manchester United and we can agree a deal with Wolves, then like we need to do that, you know. That's my take on it anyway. I just don't think we're in a position anymore where we can just be picky. I don't think that's the right way. Obviously, we need to be selective. We need to get the right players. But the point I'm saying is, he is a Premier League proven player. There isn't really any doubt that he's going to come in and do well, because he's already doing well in Wolves. You know, like, and I think he does have the personality to be able to play at a bigger club than Wolves, from what I've seen, from what I've heard. Obviously, there's some questions about his off-field antics. You know, he's got a bit of an attitude problem potentially, but I don't know. I think all of the best players do have that kind of a little bit, don't they? 89% of people watching the video would like to see Matheus Cunha join Manchester United, which is good to see. That's good that people are all behind it. Al says, do you think that level of spending is realistic? I personally think Ineos will spend about 50 to 100 net this summer. That's my prediction. So, yeah, I would say 50 to 100 million net will be our spend. When I say net, that means not including outgoings. So if we sell Casemiro, Rashford, Sancho, Antony, whoever else, right, and we raise 100 million, I think they'll spend that 100 million plus an additional 50 to 100 million. So when people say, oh, we don't have any money, we'll definitely have at least 50 million to spend, minimum, right? If we sell no one. But there is still lots and lots of money there when you look at all the players we have that are out on loan. You know, Rashford is 40 million. Sancho, I think, is 20. Probably get 30 for Antony. That's already 100 there. If you then manage to move on Casemiro, 10 million, 350k a week in wages saved. If you also say, maybe you sell Garnacho, that's another 50 million. Who else is there? There must be some other players that I've missed out off that list. Who else am I missing out? I mean, you're probably not going to see any other players than that leave. Obviously, Johnny Evans is leaving, his contract's up. Tom Heaton's leaving, his contract's up. Eriksen's leaving, his contract's up. And Lindelof's leaving. Between those four players, that's around £500,000 a week in wages, which over the course of a year, it's about 30 million per season in wages saved. So already that's 30 million pounds in wages that you've brought back in, which is great. So yeah, you can see where the money will come from. You just have to sell Rashford, Sancho. You have to maybe consider selling Garnacho. That would be 100% profit. And if you did all of those things, I think the summer budget could be huge. It's just whether Manchester United decide to do those things. So the question is not, can Manchester United spend 150, 200 million, 300 million, whatever this summer? That's not the question. The question is will they decide to do that? Okay, it's not can they do that, it's whether they decide that that's the route they want to go down. Because if they sell Garnacho and Rashford, that's going to be 90 million straight profit because they've come through the youth academy. 90 million profit, which would allow us to spend that level of money. That's how Chelsea spend so much money, because they sell, you know, all their youth players for decent amounts of money. So yeah, that's my take on that. Let me know your thoughts. I'm excited about this. I think it would be a great deal for Manchester United. I think if we're able to get this done, yeah, it would be really exciting. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Very keen to see what you guys all think about this story. Right, let's talk about... What else do we have to talk about? Victor Osimhen. Oh yeah, Malacia as well. Is there anybody else I'm missing? Malacia. Yeah, he should be sold as well. That's another 10 million. So yeah, as I said, the point is not can Manchester United spend 200 million. It's will they sell the players they need to sell in order to spend 200 million. I mean, some might even argue that that Højlund should be sold. You know, like anyway, there's a whole different option of players that could be sold this summer. Onana, maybe he should be sold. What about Dalot? Maybe we get 40 million for Dalot. He's 100% profit. Yeah. Right. Let's move on to... Let's move on to the story about Victor Osimhen then. So, the latest on Osimhen this morning. Where is the story? Osimhen. Right, where is the Osimhen story? All right, here we go. Osimhen. There's a bit of a story about Liam Delap as well. So there's a story this morning saying that Man United is still deciding which striker to go for this summer. I mean, for me, they need to have decided already. But, I mean, the window opens in 6 weeks, is it? Laurie Whitwell saying that apparently Matheus Cunha is on 150 grand a week at Wolves. That's quite a lot for Wolves. And the story also says that apparently he's eager to work with Amorim and be part of the Manchester United project. That's interesting to see, though, that he's on 150 grand a week already. And the story also says that apparently Manchester United are confident they'll have a deal done by next month. Wow. That'd be amazing. If we can get him through the door at the beginning of the window, that's what we need. We need a big player like this coming in immediately. Just having a look. So he's got 4 years left on his contract. He's on 150 grand a week, Matheus Cunha. I mean, he's obviously going to expect to get a bit of a pay rise, isn't he? I imagine. Yeah. Right. In relation to Osimhen, the story this morning is saying that apparently Manchester United will not be able to make a decision on Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres until after the Europa League outcome. So if we win the Europa League, it looks like Osimhen or Gyökeres is a viable option, which is great. If we don't, then we won't effectively. We'll be looking at somebody like Delap or somebody like that. So, yeah, I mean, as much as that's news, it is kind of obvious. We're not going to sign Liam. We're not going to sign Victor Osimhen if we don't get Champions League football, pretty much, because we're not going to have the resources to do it. So, yeah. Right, let's see what people are saying in the chat this morning. Everyone who's just joined the video, can you please do me a favour and make sure to like it? Doesn't cost you any money. It's completely free, and it really helps me out. And be sure to subscribe as well. We've been stuck at the same subscriber amount for weeks, and it's absolutely doing my head in. So please do go and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's try and get up to the next milestone, which will be... Yeah. Right. Just trying to see what else we've got planned for today's show. Obviously, there's no football until the weekend now. I don't know how you all feel about the Premier League at the moment, but I'm just so disinterested with Premier League now. On Sunday, I was out for the day, and I genuinely didn't even think about it. Yeah, I didn't even think about it, to be honest. I watched some of it on the train on the way home, but I was just like, it's literally pointless. All right, where are we? Let's see what people are saying. Gyökeres is better than Victor Gyökeres is better than them all and best for our team. Fair enough. Alan says there's talk of United going for Delap and Schick for cheaper than Osimhen. Yeah. some people are saying about bringing back Sancho. Wow. I mean, I don't want Sancho to come back, but he can't be anything worse than what we've got already, to be honest. Was Sancho... Oh, yeah, I guess Sancho was loaned out before Amorim even came in, wasn't he? So, I mean, maybe it does work. You know, maybe Sancho... Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bring him back, personally. Right. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Are you okay? You seem a bit down, mate. I'm doing very well. I'm very busy at the moment. I'm very busy with lots and lots of things, but yeah, I'm good. Nothing bad is going on in my life at the moment, which is great. I'm just busy, which is yeah, just working a lot, tired, probably not getting as much sleep as I should, but yeah, I feel good though. Thank you for checking in though. I do appreciate that. There's some more breaking news here from Laurie Whitwell saying that Ruben Amorim and Manchester United executives are all aligned on bringing Cunha to Old Trafford. So if this deal doesn't happen, then it would be a massive L for Manchester United, realistically, because all of the stories, all of the reports are saying that Matheus Cunha is Manchester United's number one target. Laurie Whitwell's just confirmed this morning that Ruben Amorim wants him, and all of the Manchester United board want Matheus Cunha. So let's just remember at this, all right? Let's make a note of this day, the 22nd of April. Ruben Amorim wants Matheus Cunha. That's the player he wants, okay? The Manchester United board, Dave Brailsford, Omar Barada, Jason Wilcox, they want Matheus Cunha. That's the player they want. So if they don't get him, don't be like, oh, we didn't want him. He's not very good. We can't keep doing this as a fan base. It's public knowledge now that is the player Manchester United want to get. And we have to now get this deal over the line. And if they don't, we have to ask questions. We have to be like, why did they not sign the player? This is another example of, a manager not getting the players he wants. I'm confident we will. I'm not feeling negative about it. But yeah, just so everyone's aware, the stories are saying that is the player we want. Stephanie says United mental health is draining. Yeah, I agree with you, to be honest. Obviously the game on Thursday was breathtaking, was amazing, was one we'll remember for the rest of our lives. But the game on Sunday, on Saturday, I was just like, why am I... Sorry, it was on Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday. I was like, why am I going to watch this? What's the point? Obviously, if you've got nothing else to do that day, then great. I would have watched it 100%, but I had another option that day of something to do, and I was just like... Usually, I would not do the other option, and I'd not go and socialise or whatever, just so I could watch Man United, but I was just like, I'm not doing that. Yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap the video up here, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream today. It's been a very, very good video. As I said, don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We've been stuck on the same subscriber count for what feels like weeks, maybe even months, and it is quite strange. So I know most people don't care about United at the moment, and I think, I don't take any of it personally whatsoever. I know if we were doing well, the subscribers and the views would be going through the roof. But we're not. So I understand that it's nothing that I'm personally doing that's... I think a lot of people have just checked out of Man United, realistically. Not forever. They're just like, oh, I'm just not going to watch some games because there's no jeopardy. If we lose on the weekend, we can't get relegated. If we win on the weekend, we can't even finish in the top 10. It's like, what's the point in watching it, Obviously, like I said, if you're at home and you've got nothing to do that day, then I would have watched it. But if you have an option to socialise or to go and see family or to do something nice, what are you going to pick? Watch Manchester United probably lose in a game that's effectively a friendly now. It's pointless. Or you're going to go and socialise, Yeah, so I think most people have checked out. So obviously I understand that that's probably why the subscribers are just kind of stuck where they are, you know. But I appreciate all the regular people. I appreciate all the mods. I appreciate all the people who come and watch every single day. Yeah, hopefully next season's better. Hopefully we have a good summer. Usually the summer transfer window picks up a little bit. And I think this one will be a big one. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Thank you for all your messages. I do appreciate you all. Have a great day. I think it's going to be sunny here in the UK. So if you are able to get outside, get outside. I'll speak to you all tomorrow. If anything breaks, I will go live. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts on Matheus Cunha. Bye-bye for now, everybody. And I'll speak to you all later. Speak soon. Bye.